Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Happiness Journey with Dr. Dan podcast, where every journey is worth living. My name is Dr. Dan, and I'm your host for today's episode. I am a cognitive behavior psychotherapist specializing in anger management issues, both court appointed and private, marriage counseling using the EFT method, dissociative disorders, narcissistic personality disorders, depression, anxiety, dream analysis, and also provide life, business, and retirement coaching support. I provide individual one on one sessions and also do group settings. If you need any assistance, reach out to DMV Therapy and Coaching Services at 301-325-1550. And our website is lifecoachdanamzlag.com. Today, I'm very, very excited to have for our sixth episode of season 6, a very special guest, the mind power lady and author, Dr. Angela Wilson. And just like every of my past episode, I will leave it up to the guests to properly introduce themselves, as no one can do a better job. Angela, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Angela Wilson. I'm talking to you from beautiful Australia, Brisbane, Australia. It's very early here, 5 o'clock, but I'm so excited to share some tips maybe is important in your life, especially in this COVID-19 season. So I am the author of the book, Liberty Beyond the Matrix. You can find it from my website, libertybeyondmatrix.com. And I'm also the real estate agent, business broker, property developer, or entrepreneur, and also I'm the performer, actress, the global peace ambassador. I'm also filming makeup artist. So you may think, okay, why I have so many different titles? Very simple. Because, as you know, my name is My Power Lady. Because I use different angle to generate more my power. So if you want to know why like that, that's important for you because we are talking about happiness. Because we will never really can achieve the true happiness if we do not have the mind power. Hand over to you.
Yes. So when we talk about this mind power that you're portraying here, Dr. Angela, um, we're talking about the book Liberty Beyond Matrix. So are you talking about the metaphor of the movie The Matrix, where people are inside a system, they're enclosed, they're imprisoned inside it, and they do not go out to be able to explore the world? Tell us more about it.
That's a very good question. In the book, there are 12 chapters, and one chapter is called Matrix is Everywhere. So our body is a matrix. Our family is a matrix. Our society is a matrix. Our country, if you run business like in the coaching business, right? Then people around you also matrix. The movie Matrix actually talking about we are controlled by matrix, and we have to fight matrix. That's a misunderstanding.
Okay.
If we find the matrix, we will be put into the whirlpool. We will never get out. Why? Because ourselves is part of the matrix. So if ourselves is part of matrix, how we can fight against the matrix? What we need to do, we need to understand how the matrix works. Then we play with the matrix. When I say the matrix, I'm talking about the level of energy level, because there are metrics in the low vibration physical level. There are metrics like in political metrics, yeah, like a current COVID-19 people say, oh, conspiracy, all this. Then if you think there are conspiracy, you get stressed because you can never control, right? Because we are controlled, and we are moving to the AI age. I have a median release in American covered over 500 medians. It's talking about the AI age, how that AI age connect with unconscious mind. That's basically COVID-19 is a process to help us moving to the AI age.
We're talking about artificial intelligence, is that correct?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
And in my book, I also mentioned that. So what happens, basically AI age is also metrics, okay? So when you understand how this works, so that's why in my book, I talk about metrics at different level. Like a global peace is a matrix, religion is a matrix. But you can see people try to working on the global peace. There'll never be a global peace, right?
Right.
Working on the religion and the happiness from God, but they always suffer. Never get out. Why? Why? There are different layers.
Mhm.
So in my book, cover in the detail and deep, basically at a universal level, so you will understand from different angle. So once you understand how this works, then what you do, you want to position yourself. You are the center of the universe. Regardless of what kind of metrics you are in, it's like an onion, right? There's so many peers, levels,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's so confusing. If you are dreaming by the external world, you will always get overwhelmed because you don't know what happens, who is behind, what's the hidden force. But if you focus yourself, I want be happiness. Nothing can control me. Nothing can control my destiny and let me live in the depression, suffering. And once you change the position, you are the master
Mhm.
of your destiny. Then the game change. Then you look around, it's like a matrix, yeah, movie. You look around, yes, everything is a matrix, but you don't want to be the victim.
I
If
see.
you don't want to be the victim, then what you need the mind power. Mental strength doesn't work. This is why you can see so many achievers at different level, billionaires, celebrities. The more mental strength they have, the more anxious they have. They feel more anxious. They have depression, PTSD. So many entrepreneurs, they never really had all the mental health issue before. But the more ambitious they are, the more actually they started to have all the symptoms. Where this come from? This come from matrix, the game of the matrix. How the game matrix connect with us, each individual, is from the unconscious mind, not from the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind, S-U-B, means a little bit lower than our consciousness.
Mhm.
So maybe some of you already heard about this, I do my best that I can maintain my emotion, yeah. But then suddenly, if something trigger, then lost the control,
Mhm.
yeah. Especially if we're working on subconscious emotion, at some moments, for example, if we caught up by coma, if our consciousness doesn't work anymore, we cannot control. When our consciousness is not there, we cannot do meditation. We cannot do mind rewinding, right?
Correct.
Then
On
what happens? All the emotion behind it is merged, but
Mhm.
who control the emotion is the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is covered everything, unsolved issue, and all the connection with the universe energy. So Einstein said everything is energy at different level of vibration.
Correct.
If we want to solve all the problem rather than use different technique, it's too complicated. What we do, we can actually align all different technique into one power, energy power. So in my book, I talk about over 100 fatal mistakes all the success people made. I talk about all different kind of what are the techniques, NLP, everything, meditation. So why people use different techniques still suffering?
I see.
Because you haven't convert all the energy behind into the mind power. So if we use a hypnosis, all these different work on the consciousness, yes, we get it. Yeah. Then we have the understanding of the emotion. Then we try to manage our emotion. But put like this, emotion is yo-yo, dynamic. Emotion is just energy according to what? According to how we respond to the environment,
Yes, the triggers. Yes.
engagement. But this is never solid. This is dynamic.
Mhm.
So if we would try to control that, then nothing can control. It's like you try to hold the water, you cannot hold. You try to hold the sand tightly in your fist, it doesn't work. So
Mhm.
what you need to do, you need to play with the energy game. Use the mind. Use a different level of the mind. However, the unconscious mind, put like this, unconscious mind is automatically working also. That's in our physical DNA and mental DNA since birth. That's why Sigmund Freud said unconscious mind is largely inaccessible.
Mm-hmm.
And the point is, we have to take over the control. I was lucky. I spent the first 6 years of my birth. Since my birth, yeah, I actually live in a very unique, unbearable situation. That's all in my book. There's a long story. I will cut short here. That I was forced. I was living in the fear of death. I worried being killed. And because I was with doctor parents, every day I see all the success people suffering the same way like poor people. Then I told myself, I don't want to live like this. So I think I must find the solution. I must find the solution. So what the people are worry, suffer, the death because COVID, uncertainty of future. I already working on that, since my birth.
Okay.
So the point is, once we understand how to actually convert our mental strength into the power, that means that's the moment you are taking over the control of the unconscious mind. When we're getting older, we are not able to access the unconscious mind like the child. But the child who try to access the unconscious mind, some of them actually caught up by autism. And even in the psychiatry, and the psychiatrists don't know where exactly the autism come from. Actually, that's come from that.
So
But yes,
do you mean that kids who have autism are stuck in unconscious mind?
yes, is connected because unconscious mind is connected with all the universal energy.
Okay, but that also have some negative aspect, which is lack of social skills, and they do not know how to communicate.
That's comes from, that's correct. That's come from with what? Come from what is called mixed up two reality. We have one reality we can see with naked eyes. That's a social human society.
Correct.
Why is the reality is a higher vibration energy which is not seen by the naked eyes.
Correct.
They are confused with this. Then when they come to the society, some of them actually do not really want to accept how this world is running. That's a deep conversation. I have parents have autism come to me, ask this question. I have a husband, wife, one of them have autism.
Okay.
That's very, very deep. So I have a chapter is called, I think chapter 10 is called We Are All Connected. And
Okay.
if you go to my book, there is a search bar, PDF search bar. You type autism, then the page will come out. I mentioned all this. So all different mental health issues come from the same resources,
Okay.
which is from the unconscious mind. Unconscious mind control everything, not just control consciousness, emotion, control our whole human body.
Okay, so why, I mean, when it comes to, if let's say we go back to a movie that was, I think, in the year 2008 or 2009 with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, did you say which movie?
Lisa, I think her name, the movie name was Lisa.
Lisa or Lucy?
Lucy, I'm sorry, Lucy, that's correct.
Yeah.
I apologize, Lucy.
Yeah.
Scarlett was able to access her subconscious mind to be able to get the telekinetic power that she was able. I know it's Hollywood and all that, but some people who access that do have telekinetic power to be able to move things just with their mind. So is that something that is they're stuck in a subconscious level or unconscious level?
Okay. That's a very good question. That's also connected with the psychic power, right?
Yes.
I talk about that in the book too. In my book, cover everything. Yeah.
I promise listeners, I never read her book yet. I'm just coming up with what.
Yeah. I talk about all this psychic power. I talk about the third eyes, everything.
Okay.
So what happens? There are two. I think did I talk about the magician? I think I maybe talk about the magician too.
Okay.
And what happens when we are connected with the universe? Yeah. If we feel like that, so many people just think universe is a love. Then they use a manifestation, download things, whatever, how you call it. Then you track in their life journey, you can see later on something happen in their life.
Correct.
Why? It's very simple. Universe energy is energy. Energy, they are negative energy, they are positive energy. But as long as the energy are not free from the unsolved issue, they don't have the beliefs, which means at a certain level, they suddenly can be nasty and try to control human being. Put like this. That's why what happens at the beginning, you feel you get the benefits. Yeah. What happens? Nothing is free. I always told people nothing is free. When you get things and they want something back.
Mhm.
And there's some magician, some Hollywood star, why they get famous? Because they connected with the energy. They actually did a business exchange. So if I give you something, what you give to me?
Okay.
Yeah, when you say move things, yeah, and what happens? The real behind, hidden force behind, is not the person move the things. Is the energy all combined together working on that? I have people come to me to ask to learn that. I said, you read my book, you understand how it works, yeah, and there are different rituals. But if you do not have the mind power, when you have a mind power, you dominate. When you dominate, you are secure. If you do not dominate, what happens? Then later on, you have to pay the price.
I see.
I in my book I talk about my true experience, and I have the high level power come to me, try to bribe me. I refused. They try to bribe me at midnight because they think midnight I was sleeping.
Mhm.
I was sleeping and deeply. I maybe they get a chance, They couldn't because I trained my body so well. My body, my mind working 24/7. Even I was sleeping deep. Yeah, I can see things coming. Yeah, I sometimes I look at what they're doing because I'm working on this game. So because I'm talking about liberty beyond metric means you have the ability, you are able to dominate yourself and nothing can take you away. It's a survival skill. I'm talking about this level. So I have people, yesterday I talked to someone actually talking about meditation. He did meditation. Basically when you tap into an energy, it doesn't matter it's a psychic, a meditation, use what kind of technique. If you have no awareness how to guard yourself, we can easily lose control.
Okay.
And the meditation can cause people to schizophrenia. I have a classmates in the middle school got caught up with schizophrenia. I have a family came to me because they feel meditation is so cool, and the son in the university caught up by diagnosed schizophrenia. And you maybe also see some entrepreneur there because they know there's some danger, and they don't want to do meditation. As long as you tap into the energy,
Okay.
always energy behind like a ranking. If you search on YouTube, you can find out some. You maybe take some more time. Many years I already checked that. Yeah, because talking about what happens because some people have psychic ability, so all these kind of things. So what I'm talking about, the unconscious mind is like this. Either you own it,
Wait.
either you don't own it. If you don't own it, it automatically be part of the ecosystem running. So when we have all the emotion suffering unsolved issue is because like a powerhouse, like a CPU.
Yes.
CPU computer CPU is running automatically. So you have to be part of that, but you are following what happens to you. I'm talking about liberty beyond metrics. Is you position yourself. You are the owner. You have the ownership of your unconscious. You take over the power, the unconscious mind, and then the game start change. Then you will see you don't need a meditation. All this technique you learn actually become one power. Most importantly, what we need, why need to transmute the mental stress into the mind power? Very easy. So most people, they focus on success. Okay, I want to be successful to reach this level. But people normally forgot when they retired, what happens? Regardless how successful we are, when we retired, people start forgetting us, right? Even we might be the legacy, leave a legacy to the family, to the whole world. What happens? We are heading to what? Physical body die. Yeah?
That
Regardless of what might happen after physical body die.
consciousness remains.
Now that's a big question. Yeah, I'm happy you mentioned that. So consciousness remains. This consciousness is not the consciousness we are talking about, the 10% consciousness. That consciousness remained is without the body. But the reality is, because I do all the research, right? I was in the medical environment with my doctor parents for 20 years. Put like this: if consciousness remains, if put like this, physical body died, consciousness remains. But then when we die, physical body die, and then we need to put the body what in cremation or
Mhm.
buried. So how consciousness can remain if we are burned in the fire or buried in the mud? Can you see that?
Yes. Well, just like the black holes, Dr. Angela, where they originally they said that light cannot escape from the black hole until they realized that the event horizon, which is the circle around the black hole, this is where light can escape. But they said now, is information going inside the black hole? Can it come out and can it still be alive? So consciousness, to a certain extent, as it cannot be seen by the naked eye, consciousness is just, I would say, how can we transfer consciousness from one physical body to a next one? I think this is what the science is trying to do now, that consciousness will always be alive to a certain extent.
I totally agree from the angle of we call the science based on laboratory, based on the understanding, limited understanding of the physical world. I'm talking about the science at a higher level, which cover physical world and the metaphysical world.
Correct.
And you know why I have this book? I talk about my story. I remember my past before this life. And I trapped in the wrong direction. I came to the world because I consciously made the wrong decision.
Mhm.
That's the point. So basically, in my book, I also talk about, when you basically, if we don't have the mind power, we are not able to transmute the mental strength into mind power. We can hardly take our consciousness. I'm talking about we can take consciousness, 100% of the consciousness out of the body
Mhm.
before cremation, before put in the fridge, before buried in the mud. I'm talking about that level, and this is because lack of this kind of skill. I'm not talking about the knowledge. Knowledge is not good enough because we need to have the skill to work on that. That's
Yes.
why so many billionaires they were so freaking out, because when they're getting older, they cannot carry money with them, right?
Yes.
Can carry any beloved one with them. So they end up have nothing left. Now they face the gate. They're so scared. But point is, once you understand that the technique, how to convert mental strength into the mind power, means what? You are able to convert your knowledge, intellectual property of how you earn money, everything into that consciousness. So then when you understand how to get yourself out of body means what? You can take all your harvest in this life with you. So then also you can choose where you want to move to. That's a skill I teach. I actually release all the detail of the skill in the book.
Wow. Okay. So then, okay. So those people, maybe Dr. Angela, you can explain when someone has a deja vu moment, okay, which means they never went to that city, they never seen anything of that, the surroundings of where they are, either a new place, a new location, a new country, whatever it is. But then when they get there, they say, that looks familiar. So is that a transfer of consciousness from a previous life to a new life?
It's possible because you may remind me my story when I was 5 years old. My mother was so excited, tell me, "Oh, government give us, new home, and I will take you to the place, and we will have a new home there." And he took me to the willow forest. My mom was so excited, standing there talking the future, blueprint. I was stuck. I told my mom, "Mom, I have been here." My mom gets so angry, pissed off. She said, "How could you be here? This was a cemetery."
Mm-hmm.
And later I tracking down, I run, I was observing the construction area. I saw the coffins and the, bones and from 100 years ago. Then later on, I check out, I know why I was there. I was always in the war general. I was killing. Basically I was moving Not put it like this. Not everyone have past life. Not everyone have past life. If they're young soul, they're directly from other place. Okay. If they are old soul, base put like this. Even old soul, they are all come from other place. But because they come here a long time ago, so reincarnate here.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I moved started from England, from there towards to Asia.
Okay.
I had including this life, I have 3 lives in China, but I never really connected with the Chinese culture
I see.
because since my childhood, I always look at all face, different eyes, that I tracking all down. Then I reckon, oh, how that connect? Oh, my beloved one, yeah, actually was connected with me in England, and I was waiting for that person. I didn't know it's him, but I know I was waiting for that person. Then he showed up when I was 40. Can you see that? So
Okay.
that's all in my book, reincarnation. In my book, I also talk about my past life story with Dr. Brian Weiss,
Mhm.
who have a book of past life. I talk about my connection with him too.
Now, do you discuss about out-of-body experiences, which is
Yeah,
you put yourself in a position where um, you kind of like take your soul or your consciousness and you travel the galaxy, you travel the
I
outside.
know that's 2 level. One is I have a person come to me, have a history of over 10 years out body experience, but he cannot control.
Okay,
Every night after working, he start to travel and enjoy. They come back in the morning. He come back, get exhausted, then go to work because he need money to feed himself, right? So he leave it with the medicine.
okay,
There are 2 level. I sometimes travel out.
okay.
I would travel out because I consciously travel out.
So
I
you,
determine I travel out, I check things, and sometimes I heard the noise. I look people from thousand years ago, and the people from the future at the same time, like TV channel.
okay,
So at the time, I was thinking, how could the possible people from 1,000 years ago and the future all together? But that's when I was travel. But I travel with a purpose, conscious purpose.
okay.
But put like this, and even people travel depends on your purpose. I actually took my soul out of body to travel because of conspiracy. The end of the world, 2012.
Mhm.
I was thinking that it's not happening. I need to find out the truth behind. So when I do that, I'm actually talking about is about the gate, the death. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wanted to all your I encourage all your audience and go to the website deeply beyond the matrix.com. You will see all the details and basically everything you are looking for in your life is covered there.
Wow, wow. Then we definitely covered, and I'm sure that this science it's so hard for people to wrap their mind into understanding how consciousness can bounce from one physical body to the other. Because we're not CPU, we're not like like those chips inside a computer, and that you could just take away from one old computer and put it to a new one. Consciousness has everything with emotions, feeling, memories, and a lot of those things. So can you take this consciousness, put it into a new body that is so young but yet
Yes,
developed?
yes.
And
I even talk about that. So
wow.
in my book, I talk in the detail of technique and also step by. This book is a walk you through step by step self help book.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, for the book for everyone, it's called Liberty Beyond Matrix, and they do. Dr. Angela does discuss about the metaphor of the movie The Matrix and how we're all connected. So we all have to decide what pill to swallow, the blue one or the red one. So the choice is yours. And that is all the time that we have for today's podcast. And I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your very busy schedule, and especially you being in Australia, to join us. And thank you again, Dr. Angela, for participating and inspiring our many listeners with your incredible story. Now, we hope that you've all enjoyed today's episode. And I'm also very excited about the many upcoming guests that we have scheduled for season 6 of the Happiness Journey podcast, filled with inspirational stories just like the one that you listened to today. And here are some concluding words of wisdom. There is no such thing as being normal. That's just another word for defining lifelessness, defining your own way of living, the only life that you have. All the most successful and inspirational people in this world, the most creative, the one who led revolutions, who discovered or invented things, did so because they embraced their own idiosyncrasies. They didn't follow the masses, or maybe you should just remove the letter M from masses. And what do you really get? So start living your life. Start doing the things that works for you only. Honestly, the word selfishness is overrated. Those using it towards your behavior is just an indicator that you're starting to live your life as you see fit and not to their benefit. Be as selfish as you can, being as long as you meet your life's agenda. My name is Dr. Dan Emzalag, and you may all keep pursuing your amazing journey in life.